Champagne. If you don't know me, then stick around, hit that subscribe button, become part of the family. But I am Janessa, and I'm North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And I thought, the holiday just happened. We're heading into the big winter holidays. Let's have just a chill hangout. Let's just hang out and chat. We're gonna add a little bit of glitter. I did this look earlier. This is the Glamlight Bratz collection. Very cute, very doll-like, but we're gonna add a little bit of glitter and just have some fun and just hang out. I want to start with, how is everybody doing? I know that the world is on fire. Every time we open the internet, there's some new headline to surprise and horrify us, and I hope you are staying safe, staying sane, and keeping it together, girl, because it is wild out there. And that's why I wanted to talk about home in today's live stream. I used to think that home meant safety. I used to think that, home is warmth and protection. It's where your family is, all that shit. But for me, it was also protection from all those awful kids on the playground that used to pick on me. I played alone a lot. I had a big imagination. I loved just playing by myself and coming up with my own stories. I wanted to be a part of my favorite movies and shows. Now, not as one of the characters, but as myself, getting to hang out with these characters that I loved. And so, you know what? Oh, Dawn, that's very sweet. Thank you, everybody. Definitely join in the chat. I see that CJ and Janet and Locke are here. And I see that somebody mentioned that, you know what? It sounds a little sad. I promise it's not as sad as it sounds. It wasn't like I didn't have friends, and I didn't play alone all the time, but I liked playing alone because I never really figured out the rules. I don't know if it'll come as a big surprise seeing a loud, mouthy 40-something drag queen on the internet to realize that I never quite cracked the code on how to do gender. I was not very good at it. There were all of these rules, there were all of these expectations, and I never figured it out. I wanted to play with all of it. I wanted to do all the things. I wanted to play with all the toys. I wanted G.I. Joe to ride into battle on the back of My Little Pony. And afterwards, I wanted He-Man and She-Ra to run a campfire sing-along with Conan the Barbarian and Strawberry Shortcake and herself, the elf. Yeah, that's right, Grace. I had all the best 80s toys. I had all the good ones. It was such a good time to be a child. But I wanted to play with all of them. And you know what? It was nice when I could come home and shut my bedroom door and play with all of the toys however I wanted. I didn't feel like I was breaking the rules. It didn't take me long to figure out that not only was I doing it wrong, but that I shouldn't let other people see me do it wrong. When I could come home, my family didn't always get me. They didn't always understand why I liked the things that I liked or why I did the things that I did, but they mostly left me alone to do it. They let me be a weird little kid. And so I loved that I could come home and do that and just have a good time. Home, yes, absolutely, Michelle. Home was safety, but home was also freedom. There was something about it that was freedom. My grandparents were farmers for many years, and we lived right on the edge of town. And whenever it was good weather out, I was in my grandfather's Quonset, and I was climbing all over that machinery. I was a mess. I was up the ladder to the combine cab, and there was a little platform that was like the perfect balcony for me to give my dramatic speeches. Oh, I was crawling over and on top of the water tank. I was up and down the tractors. One year, I decided to hide myself Easter eggs on my grandpa's vintage tractor. Pretty easy, right? I put them there. I should know where they are. Come August, my grandpa followed a very strange smell and found the one Easter egg that I never managed to retrieve. So I was always playing around and having a good time. And in addition to freedom, home was creativity. My grandmother had been a teacher, and so we were always doing crafts and painting ceramics and making homemade Play-Doh. And I also got to create stories. I got to create stories where not only was I the main character, but I was right. I was doing it right. I got to be the person who had the answer to the riddle because I wrote it. I got to be the person who had the right tool to solve the problem. I got to be a part of all of that. And so all of the toys, including myself, belong to the story, no matter what size or shape or color they were or what their lore was all about. We all got to belong, and we all got to be part of the story, and we got to be right. So home is about creating and not hiding. And that, for the last 25 years, is what I've been doing. I've been creating this weird, wild, quirky persona, and I just am like, you know what? This is who I'm gonna be, and you can either get with it or you can get the fuck out of the way, because I'm not going anywhere. Oh, Joe, beautiful Joe. I love that. So Joe, if you're not watching the chat, just said that she thinks my confidence is amazing. I really appreciate you, Joe. I wish that I were as confident as I always seem in these live streams. It's still hard some days, you know? Those mean kids from kindergarten, they just grew up to be older and meaner, and nowadays, louder. But you know what? I'm louder too. I get to be louder too. And I kick open that door, and I've realized that I don't need to be creating myself and all of the glamorous queer things that I want to be behind a bedroom door or in a closet. It took me a long time to figure out that home isn't just my room, it isn't just my house, it isn't just my block. I belong in this state, I belong in this country, I belong in this world. I belong, and I'm right the way that I am. It took me a long time to get there. And you know what? We live in a world where sometimes, if you're gonna be authentic and you're gonna be yourself, you have to sacrifice a little bit of safety in order to live your authentic self. And I hate that those are the choices we have to make. I hate that those are the things that we sometimes have to decide. But you know what? I would rather be myself and show other people that it's possible. That's what it's all about. That's what being right, being part of your story is all about. So you know what, Dion, I appreciate you as well. Thank you very much. And thank you everybody for chatting. I really appreciate this little community that we have. So we are going to wrap up this live stream. I did a little bit of glitter. I just wanted to chat. I wanted to have chill vibes. So make sure that you give a thumbs up to this live stream, or you can give a thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to leave a comment and hit that subscribe button to become part of the fam. And you know what? Hit that bell icon to be notified every time I upload so you can find out more about my fun queer life and maybe get some inspiration for yourself. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, just pretend it's on screen, The World of Champagne at janessajay.com. Thanks everybody so much for coming by. I really appreciate you, and I love this conversation. I hope you all had lovely holidays, and until I see you again, bye. Now how do we turn this damn thing off?